Ever feel like the world is just a little weird? What if I told you that some of the most bizarre rules, from not feeding pigeons in Venice to banning tattoos in Japanese hot springs, exist for deeply unsettling reasons? We're diving into the hidden history, surprising science, and dark psychology behind laws that seem ridiculous on the surface, but are actually critical for our survival, the environment, or even preventing urban collapse. Prepare to have your mind twisted as we expose the shocking truths behind these perfectly normal but utterly strange regulations. Number 11. Saguaro Cactus Protection Laws. In Arizona, harming a saguaro cactus can get you up to 25 years in prison. That's because these desert giants take forever to grow. It takes about 75 years just for their first arm to appear. Some of these cacti are over 200 years old. They were around before Arizona was even a state. They're also crucial for desert wildlife. Birds make their nests in them, bats sleep in their holes, and all sorts of living things depend on them for survival. It's like an entire apartment complex for desert creatures. A single large saguaro can sell for up to $10,000 on the black market, but getting caught means heavy fines, and that potential 25-year sentence. A few years ago, some genius thought it would be funny to spray paint some saguaros near Cave Creek. The whole state lost their minds. It was like someone had vandalized the Statue of Liberty. You can't even move one without special permission from the government. Number 10. Sumo wrestlers driving ban. A sumo wrestler was involved in a car crash that killed a young woman. The incident shook Japan and threatened the sport's reputation. That's when professional sumo wrestlers lost their driving privileges forever. You see, sumo wrestlers aren't just athletes in Japan. They're living cultural treasures, like walking museums and loincloths. Every little thing they do gets more attention than a cat video on the internet. The Sumo Association didn't mess around after the accident. They straight up banned all active wrestlers from driving. No exceptions, no appeals. These guys already live under super strict rules. They can't choose their own clothes, style their hair, or even post on social media without permission. So adding no driving to the list wasn't that big of a stretch. Now they get driven around or squeeze onto public transport. Imagine being on a crowded train and suddenly a 400-pound living mountain squeezes in next to you. Number 9. Cuckies Dyed Animal Law. Back in the day, people thought it would be cute to sell colored ducklings as Easter gifts. Blue ducks, pink ducks, rainbow ducks, like living Easter eggs with feet. Kentucky had to step in and say, absolutely not. But those dyes were basically poison for the little guys. The chemicals would seep through their super sensitive skin and make them sick. Some would get rashes, others would swallow the toxic dye while trying to clean themselves. Plus, messing with their natural color was a death sentence in the wild. A bright blue duckling might as well wear a sign saying free duck dinner. Predators could spot them from a mile away. And when the dye wore off and people just had a regular duck, they'd abandon them faster than last year's iPhone. Because apparently a normal yellow duckling wasn't special enough anymore. Get caught with a tie-dyed duckling today and you're looking at serious fines. Kentucky doesn't play when it comes to protecting baby animals. Number 8. Prohibiting pigeon feeding. Venice will find you just for tossing some breadcrumbs to birds. Why? Because pigeons are literally dissolving the city. Their poop is so acidic it literally eats through stone. One pigeon produces about 25 pounds of poop each year. Now multiply that by thousands of pigeons in a city. That's enough toxic bird bombs to turn ancient monuments into Swiss cheese. These birds also breed faster than rabbits on energy drinks. 2 pigeons can become 400 pigeons in just 2 years. Feed them regularly and suddenly your city square will be filled with them. In Mumbai, they had such a massive pigeon problem that planes had to change their flight paths. Some cities even have undercover officers looking for pigeon feeders. Getting caught can cost you hundreds in fines. Number 7. Singapore's chewing gum ban. The year is 1992. Singapore's subway keeps breaking down. The culprit is chewing gum. People were sticking their used gum everywhere, under benches, on elevator buttons, and even in train doors. This wasn't just gross. It was actually shutting down the subway system when doors wouldn't close properly. The final straw came when people started sticking gum on the train door sensors. This caused millions in repairs and constant delays. Imagine being late for work because someone couldn't find a trash can. Now, if you're caught selling gum, you could face fines up to $100,000 or 2 years in jail. The only exception is if you have a doctor's prescription for therapeutic gum, like nicotine gum to quit smoking, or dental gum for tooth health. Imagine going to your doctor like, "Hey doc, I really need my juicy fruit fix." The ban worked though. Singapore became one of the cleanest cities in the world. No more sticky surprises when you grab a handrail. No more gum-clogged train doors. Number 6. The official Major League Baseball mud rule. Ray Chapman died from getting hit by a pitch in 1920. The problem was new baseballs were too shiny and slick. This tragedy changed baseball forever. Then this guy named Lena Blackburn found some magic mud in a creek. This mud turned out to be perfect for taking the shine off baseballs without damaging them. So, they decided everyone should use this mud. Today, every MLB game uses about 156 baseballs, and each one gets a 30-second mud massage. The mud still comes from the same secret spot on the Delaware River. Only one family knows where to get it, and they harvest it at night like mud ninjas. Scientists have tried making artificial versions, but nothing works quite like the real thing. The mud has the perfect mix of clay and sand that's been naturally filtered by the tides. Every single baseball you see in a major league game has been rubbed with magic mud from New Jersey. It's fascinating, isn't it? These aren't just arbitrary restrictions. They're extreme reactions to very real dangers, often born from human stupidity or oversight. Take Singapore's chewing gum ban. It seems draconian. But when people's careless littering literally shuts down a city's vital transport system, you realize the fine line between personal freedom and public function. Or the sumo wrestler driving ban in Japan. A single tragic accident revealing the immense cultural pressure and responsibility placed on these living treasures. It makes you wonder how many seemingly normal rules in your life are actually protecting you from chaos you never even considered. Number 5. Tattoos banned in Japanese one-in. Got tattoos? You just got yourself uninvited from most Japanese hot springs. Even a tiny butterfly on your ankle counts. These public baths have a strict no tattoos policy. And it's not because they hate art. It's because tattoos in Japan have a deep connection to organized crime. Back in the day, tattoos were basically a gang membership card. The Yakuza would get these elaborate full-body tattoos as a badge of honor. So when Japanese people see tattoos, they don't think, "Oh, cool, that person must really love their mom." They think, "Oh no, that person must really love extortion." Today, over half of Japan's one-ins still enforce this rule strictly. Even if you're just a tourist with a tiny butterfly tattoo, you might get turned away. Some modern places offer special patches to cover up tattoos. Others have private baths where you can soak without scandalizing the locals. Number 4. Blue traffic lights in Japan. Japanese people will tell you to go when the light turns blue. Are they colorblind? Nope. Japan's green lights really are blue. Ancient Japanese only had a few words for colors. They used the same word for both blue and green. It's like they saw these colors as one big happy family instead of separate things. When Japan started putting up traffic lights, they had a problem. International law said the lights had to be green. But everyone in Japan was already calling them blue lights because of their language. So in 1973, they came up with a clever solution. They created a special blue-green color that would make both sides happy. It's green enough to follow international rules, but blue enough for Japanese tradition. Even today, Japanese kids grow up learning a shingu, which literally means blue signal. And it's not just traffic lights. You might hear someone talk about blue apples when they mean unripe ones. It's just how their language works. Number 3. Arkansas pronunciation law. In 1881, Arkansas made it illegal to pronounce their state name as Arkansas. And yes, this is a real law. The name comes from the Quapaw tribe through French explorers who wrote it down as Arkansas. But because French is weird, that's at the end is silent, like how you don't pronounce the S in Paris. People kept saying it like Arkansas, as if it was Kansas's weird cousin. This drove the locals so crazy that the state government had to step in and make it official. Imagine being so annoyed by people mispronouncing your name that you make it illegal. The law still exists today to preserve the state's Native American and French heritage. Though nobody's actually getting arrested for saying it wrong, locals will definitely judge you harder than a reality TV panel. Number 2. Pet rabbit ban for magicians in Queensland. Want a pet bunny in Queensland, Australia? That'll be $45,000 in fines unless you can pull it out of a hat. Rabbits are basically ecological terrorists in Australia. These cotton-tailed menaces breed faster than a TikTok trend goes viral. 2 rabbits can turn into 184 in just 18 months. They've already caused billions in damage to farms and wiped out native species. The damage was so bad that Australia built a 2,000-meter fence just to keep them out. But the government realized they couldn't ban rabbits completely. You can't exactly pull a kangaroo out of a hat. So if you can prove you're a professional magician, you can keep a rabbit. But you better have those magic credentials ready. You can't just learn a card trick on YouTube and expect to get your bunny license. Number 1, guinea pig law in Switzerland. Your guinea pig just died in Switzerland. Well, you better get another one quick, or you're breaking the law. Guinea pigs are super social creatures that get depressed when they're alone, like seriously depressed. We're talking refusing to eat and getting sick, the whole 9 yards. It's like putting a person in solitary confinement, but for tiny furry potatoes. So the Swiss government was like, we can't have sad guinea pigs in our country. They made it illegal to own just one. So now when one of your guinea pigs dies, you've got to get another one, or you're breaking the law. This creates an endless cycle of guinea pig replacement therapy. This has actually led to a weird little business in Switzerland, guinea pig rentals. People rent out companion guinea pigs to elderly guinea pigs so their owners don't get stuck in an infinite loop. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them. So the next time you see a silly rule, remember, there's likely a hidden history, a scientific rationale, or a bizarre psychological trigger behind it. From a cactus that demands a 25-year prison sentence for harm, to a mud that determines the fate of a baseball game, the world around us is packed with unexpected layers. Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started uncovering the creepiest things and disturbing truths lurking in plain sight.